Okay. What's up, everybody? Life
Yeah,
is good. Is
no
it
problem.
not?
19
Everything.
fucking degrees out here.
What? You know I'm supposed to
Yes.
fly in. No, I don't know.
Good luck,
Rick,
nigga.
yeah, we about to get, and tomorrow is going to be a shit storm. So at least you're gonna miss that.
It's
And
gonna
I
be a
think,
Okay.
huge.
Y'all are scaring me. Y'all are scaring me because I will postpone, honey. I will postpone. I ain't trying to fly in
I don't
blizzards and
know
then be
how.
grounded.
We said it was gonna be a cold one this year.
but you're gonna miss tomorrow's storm.
Okay. I don't know. I'm like, and I've become a big punk since I moved out west. It's like, ew, 50 degrees.
Imagine. We don't do that.
I'm like 50 degrees.
Yeah, this is an unusually cold winter already. So
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I wore a coat out here. I cannot remember. So it's funny, right? I was in the office yesterday and I was leaving, and
You
the
have a
security
jacket?
guard, huh?
Do you have a jacket? Do you have a long
Yeah,
duffel?
I got my bubble coats from New York and everything, but they stuck in the closet. I got the big snorkel with the big fur, the hat, and everything. I mean, come on.
Out of retirement.
You know what I'm saying? Pero mira, like I was in that office yesterday, and this lady was walking out, and the security guard tells her, he said, "Bundle up, it's cold out there." And I was like, "I'm out there in a hoodie." I'm like, they think this is cold. Like Vegas locals, they think this is cold. I'm like, nah, cold is New York below zero. You walk outside and your face crunches up. Okay, I know cold. I was like, this ain't cold, but you know. It's a warmer climate. So now I'm like, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm scared to go. I'm scared to go to New York, and I'll wait it out. I will wait it out because what I'm afraid of. No, this is what I'm afraid of. Not so much the weather, but being grounded. Like when they stop flights and shit, I don't like that.
yeah,
Don't start stopping flights and
feels like that's
de-icing.
happening a lot right now.
No, and they're like, we have to de-ice. We have to de-ice the wings. Get me off.
yeah, it's not fun. I actually haven't been able to, like, up until this year. It's been like 2 years that I haven't even been able to wear my furs because it hasn't been getting cold. Fur cold, like my little tiny furs, yes, but like my big show off furs, no.
Do you have faux fur or real fur, Lily?
Oh, I have gone all faux fur. I've gone all faux fur.
That's so nice. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I got rid of. I actually gave my mom the real ones, except one because it's super expensive, and I'm gonna sell that one. That one's super expensive.
Let's say the little chinchillas. Let's say the chinchillas.
Right.
And you being like super Latina. It looks like I got a plate of rice and beans for you, puppy. What's the problem?
It is giving Latina realness tonight.
What I'm giving? Is that what I'm giving right now?
Uh-huh.
That's what I feel like I'm giving. Well, whatever.
Looks a little white man can't jumpish. It does.
A little white man can jumpish. A little Mookie. Be a man, Mookie. Be a fucking man, Mookie. Okay. I give y'all something different every night. That's okay. Life is wonderful. Life is beautiful. We going viral like a mug in this bitch. Sisterhood Sips is taking over the algorithms. I keep telling y'all that is the show you want to see. Sisterhood Sips, hosted by Lily and I. Let me show y'all the picture so you know who you looking for when you come a looking. Get us while the prices are low. Get us while the prices are low.
So we're like approaching 1 million on Twitter, and we're not even on Twitter.
Right. This is Sisterhood Sips, spelled CSI. It's very important. CIS. I'm sorry, CIS. That's how you find us. Our clips are going viral on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. We're not even on Twitter. I mean, I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it because I'm on too many apps as it is. But we're going viral on Twitter. Yes. We almost had 1 million views.
Oh, I gotta go.
I put the link in the group. I put the link in the group, coño, and you didn't click it.
Yes, I did.
You didn't click it. Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. I had to click it. I just didn't know it was 1 million views. 1 million.
Yeah, 1 million views.
We not on Twitter. You on? You're the Twitter man.
Yeah. I'll retweet it. That's what I just said.
I mean, people are doing whole think pieces behind it.
Oh my God. This guy was like on one of the clips.
Twitter's the think piece spot. So that's why I'm gonna retweet it. I know exactly who to send that shit to. She'll fucking run her fucking mouth every fucking 5 minutes with that shit. Yeah, I'll send it to her.
Yeah, the comment.
Yeah, it's funny because whenever men hear, and some, not all, because again, I know wonderful men. A lot of y'all could not even compete or step in their shoes ever. Mm-hmm. But you know, a lot of these dudes, every time they hear a woman talking about a man can't satisfy them, be it mentally, financially, emotionally, or sexually, their defense mechanism always they always resort to, you got a body count. Whenever a man sees a clip and a woman is talking about you can't satisfy her either emotionally, financially, or sexually because you got body count, that's why.
You've been with more than 2 people.
Your shit torn up. Your shit just.
Yeah, 2 people. 2 people.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Now, mind you, even when I'm talking about, even when I'm talking about, look, we're almost at 1 million on Twitter. Even when I'm talking about, like, you know, you guys, when I'm giving advice, you know what I mean? No, you got a body count. This guy was like, yeah, she got a body count of about 46. I was like, wrong, 1,046,000, and you still can't.
You know, it's real crazy because I guess I just live in a different world. When I hear you got a body count of 46, it doesn't ring alarms to me. I don't know, man. Like I can't, like, this entertainment world really fucked me up because it's like she's got a body count of like 15, and I'm just like,
yeah. And it's all cap because if any of these clowns had the opportunity, I'll take myself out of it. If any of these clowns had the opportunity to smash any, you know what I mean, a porn star, they would do it. They would do it in a heartbeat. And the retort is, I wouldn't marry her though. But the thing is that you'd put your dick in her, and that's a lot worse than putting a ring on a finger, you dumb bitch.
I get it pregnant.
Right?
What's so funny to me, it's just I can't get over like the topic that we're discussing, the way we're discussing it, and they still are yelling, you're lying. We're discussing how we like to take D. Right. There's hundreds of women in the comment clapping.
Thousands.
Oh yeah, thousands. I'm sorry. Yeah, we have thousands now. Women in the comments saying, yes, thank you. Like that's all you're seeing, clapping and thank yous. And then you got a sprinkle of, you're lying. You don't like to take dick like that.
It's your body count, man. It's funny because some of the women in the comments were like, protect her at all costs.
Yes. It is hilarious. And no women are not playing in that comment section. I stay back. I stay back from it. I'm just
thousands, not even thousands of women are saying this is true. People think that, and here's where, and I'm gonna throw men a little bone. Tonight's topic is, why do we abandon black men who date white? I'm gonna talk about the man who was stabbed to death by his girlfriend, and also Jonathan Majors in a minute. But I want to cover this because this is very exciting. We are going viral on a lot of different apps, right? And you know, I'm gonna throw men a little bone, right? Because what we've seen a lot is, well, some women like it rough. They don't understand that there's even a technique to being rough. That's the issue, okay? I'm not saying that women don't like it rough. We like a little chokey choke. We like a little what the fuck I said with a dick in us, things like that, right? But there's a technique to that. There's still a swag. There's still a style. A lot of you guys have learned to have sex from porn, so right? There's no technique to that. There's no style to that. And all you do is hurt the woman's vaginal cavity, right? Mm-hmm. That is what we were talking about. We didn't say that some women don't like it rough. We're women that like it rough as well. But there's a technique to that. And also, you have to be well oiled. That works when you have chemistry with a man, because all your orifices be open. Everything. Put it here. Put it every. You know what I mean? When you have chemistry with a guy, that grounding, because that's what it sounds like in the dark. So you know what I'm saying? That chemistry, when you have that chemistry, everything is just we literally open up like a flower everywhere, right? And when you don't have that chemistry with a woman and you're trying to do the ground and pound, it can be painful. And what I said was not because you have a huge penis, but because you don't know what you're doing.
Let me ask you a
That's what I
question.
said. But then people hear what they want.
Let me ask you a quick question, both of you, because I mean, sounds like it's for lack of a better term, a godsend when you women bump into certain dudes who fit your description. Let me ask this clear question right now. Do women most of the time settle with leaving whatever's left in the bin when they go to the department store?
What?
Where are you getting at with this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. It's like a lot of times, again, like it's like shopping. A lot of times I'll see women go to the store, go to Macy's, whatever, and when they didn't get there early enough to get the real deals, to get the most coveted items, they got to deal with whatever's left. But they don't want to necessarily leave empty-handed. So they'll just take what they got, in the bin. Say, fuck it. This wasn't my first choice, but I'm leaving with something. It just sounds a lot of times like you women live your lives like this. Because you finish yourself off after you fuck a nigga, because that means that you finish yourself off. That means he didn't give you an orgasm. You're staying with a guy and marrying a dude that you really didn't like, but it's fuck it. He provides security. It always sounds like you guys are often just saying, "Oh well, I guess." And then when you plop you in front of the television and you put a certain man in front of you, your fucking eyes light up, and it just seems like your legs just automatically spread without you even fucking knowing. You know what I mean?
Calm down. Everybody calm down.
I got one thing I got to say.
I just think you're talking to the wrong women, but continue. Go on.
Well, I got one more thing that I got to say.
Go ahead.
Remember when they were having the whole dad bod conversation on the panel, and
yes,
and they were saying this shit, and well, statistics have proven that women prefer dad bod, shit like that. Like every time, like I'm in my AI, groups, you know what I mean, and all the women, every time when they do a AI version of a dude, this nigga's got like 18 fucking. He's got an 18 pack. His chest is like this fucking wide. His triceps. I'm like, no human being has a pair of triceps like this. I mean, this guy's cut out of like bronze diamond. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and to sit here and they all continue to do this. And every time when I hear y'all talk, y'all all consistently go back to that same guy. But but in the real world, you'll be like, oh no, statistically proven that we prefer dad bods. It just doesn't make sense. It just says to me, it just says like, fuck it, we'll just take what's here, but we really want that shit. It just sounds like that with a lot of y'all.
Well, I think you're generally speaking, and I think that's great because generally that is what women do. Lily and I have options, but I'm gonna I'll do my best.
So now we're in the weeds now. Now
I
was waiting for it. Now we're here.
The weeds.
We're here.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Go
ahead. Wait a minute. I'm saying you're absolutely right. In general, you are absolutely right. And I don't think that women prefer the dad bod. I hate that statistic because, like you said, they always draw the guy with the six pack. They like Christian Grey. They like Jason Momoa. They like The Rock, right? That is what women like. That is what we gravitate towards. I think the whole they prefer dad bods is because the majority of men are dad bods, right? And not only that, I think you said this before. What? Those men are safe.
Yes, they are. Extremely safe.
Those men are safe. So let's get the lights up.
Here we are now. So, generally speaking, when we say generally, synonymous with the term generally, usually means average, on average, more times if not. So we can contend that the average woman has to take what's left in the bin, while the above average woman has choices. She has options. She's usually the one who's there early in the morning grabbing up fucking deals and leaving.
I mean, but that's not gender specific.
I don't think that's gender specific either.
No one said. You see, here's, ladies and gentlemen. Here's where they try to shift the conversation. No one said it was gender specific, or actually, we're talking about women right now. We didn't say it was gender specific, but let's concentrate on this gender right now. I'm talking about women, okay? In the context of what I just said, do you contend that? Can you attest to that? Is that what you're saying? That the average woman has to? Yeah, she has to grab whatever is left in the bargain bin.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just wanted to clear things up. Just wanted to ask a few
questions. However, both genders do, whether or not I'm talking about both genders that have a lot of options. They also what's the word? They also what's the word? When you go for less than you can get.
Negotiate.
No,
you settle.
Yeah, but it's another word. It's another word. It's you're something. You're like, when you're hanging out with people that it's a word, it'll come to me.
Like a consolidation prize.
Consolation prize.
Consolation.
No, it's a word. It's like you're I can't get it. Help me, chat. It's like when you're I've said it a million. You're a thing. You're
Are we already using AI too much? We forgot our words.
I think that's what it is. We text too much. It's not compromise. It's your slumming.
Slumming.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Slumming. I think it's slumming. Something like that. Let me. Don't give me the
diving.
Yeah, it's like
slumming works.
Slumming works. Okay, slumming. Yeah, there you go. Slumming. Spend time at a lower social level than one's own. Than one's own through curiosity or charitable purposes. Okay, there is such a thing. We're gonna teach. Folk. Yes, there it is. Slumming, like you're slumming. So there is such a
research project.
Yes, and sometimes people are not gonna like when I say this, but I'm gonna say it. People with a lot of options, it is like being a celebrity, right? And every now and then, just like a celebrity, we just want somebody normal, somebody we can talk to, somebody that, is not going to gain a lot of attention when we're walking, right? And usually the dad bod, the guy that's not wealthy, famous, or cut like a diamond, he's that little soft place, little pudge in the middle, right? Still looks terrible on top, but he's comfy, right? Comfy guy. And we do that. So we slum. We go slumming. Men and women do it. Men and women do it, right? Because Haran, I'm sure you're a lot more comfortable. Wait a minute now. I'm sure you're a lot. Yes, you love that lady with the Coke bottle and the ass and all. You love and tits up. You love her, right? But you already know not only to court that woman or date, for you younger folks, to date her and to have sex with her and to run around with her. It's more work than running around with an average girl.
That woman comes with a gang of problems. She comes with
a gang of problems. So yeah, you like her, but if you slummed, you'd have a much easier night, date, and conversation.
Absolutely. If I'm playing the long game, and also I'm about to divulge a little. I'm about to break man code here right now. Men usually slum when we're unemployed. I'm sorry, fellas.
Shame. Like if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, shame. I need a Game of Thrones. Right.
That's where homosexuals are built and born and built is through unemployment and good pain.
It ain't. That's usually the thing.
And
sorry, hey, if I hurt a couple of feelings in the chat, it is what it is. We're just here to provide truth.
Shit, Lily. Shit.
The other one, right? The other one is going in.
This we're on spiritual world. Yo, this is going
I saw
right
that.
now.
I know.
I don't even know who this is I don't even know who this is that sent me this. Now I have to text back and be like, new phone, who this? Because I really don't know. The number's not saved.
They actually tagged us too.
They tagged us?
Yep, I thank them for actually tagging us in the share. We've got thousands of freaking shares and like 2 tags.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was freaking amazing. They earned a follow. They earned a follow. Yeah, this clip is going crazy. This clip is going crazy.
The new one is too. The one we just put up like an hour ago. That's going crazy.
All right. Thank you, Anthony Jones. Thank you. Anthony Jones is talking about the last picture I posted on my Instagram. It's creating quite a stir. I literally got not one, but 2 men that I hold very dear to my heart literally call me on the phone and say, take that picture down. I'm like, y'all be exaggerating. Listen, I told them, I assured them, okay, I'm a burlesque girl. I'm not a stone cold stripper girl. I'm a burlesque girl. You give a little and then you take it away. You give a little and then you take it away. I'm that girl, right? I'm not cracked open baby oil. Make me sweat, twerking on my ass crack. That's not me.
I miss the burlesque girls, man.
Oh, they're
I went on Twitter today and I went on even Facebook today. And I'm seeing the kind of photos that I would literally probably have to wait a month or 2 to get when I was younger from a chick.
I know those days are old. No,
like the whole thing is spread now. They're doing a thing with the lips now and shit like that. I'm just like,
oh yeah.
I saw that a woman like doing the Kegels through her tights and then you see her pussy going back and forth. I said, shit, that's like intimate stuff I would send my dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shit, like I don't even get excited when I see this shit anymore because it's just.
Yeah. I'm like that with the men now.
I get excited when I see a clothed woman now, man.
Yeah. I'm like that with the men because
there's a lot of men showing their dick prints now. A lot of men, because they got their OnlyFans too as well. But I'm not gonna show anything online that you're not gonna see at the beach or the pool or fitness. You know what I mean? I've done fitness modeling. You're not going to catch, I'm not going to be bent over unless somebody leaks one of my videos. You're not going to see me bent over and baby oiled and all of that. I'm not going to do that. It's not me. That's not me.
Joshua, I will.
I was just about to answer that.
What?
A lot of folks, male and female, are compromising and slumming.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to answer that. What I was going to add to that is that's where a lot of this vitriol is coming from. These are people who actually have someone laying in their bed, but it's not who they want to be laying in their bed. Therefore, here we are. They're yelling at the people that they wish were in their bed. That's what's really going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they don't be yelling at Miss Netta like that.
Oh, what? Not Miss Netta.
Miss Netta don't be getting yelled at like that. Miss Netta and Charles.
That's right.
That is her alone and be clapping for her.
Well, life is good. Business is good. I said we coming hard in 2024. We've manifested it. Doing very, very well. Sisterhood Sips is doing very, very well. It's on my Instagram story and on my Instagram gallery. It's on both. I got a wonderful weekend plans. Things are good. Life is good. I'm happy for me and my family and my team. Very, very happy. So the topic this evening,
Joshua, there's plenty of bad chicks that fuck with unemployed dudes. That don't mean they ain't slumming. A lot of times,
I was one of them. I was one of them, Joshua. So yes, you all
been there. We've all been there. All the girls been there, Jen.
Let me explain something to y'all real quick. I have slummed before, but the female could have been, incredibly attractive. But she could be, but when I slummed before and that happened, she was a complete fucking idiot. See, a lot of times people, these equate slumming to, oh, this motherfucker might, looks horrible, looks terrible. No, it could be, the person could be actually very attractive, but you're just not compatible. You're just not, whatever, you're just passing time. She could just be somebody that, she's a good, knockoff or whatever, but you don't really connect with her. You probably connect with a person that's, not as great looking. So a lot of times people equate slumming to,
Well, that's because that's the definition of it.
Right. That's and I understand. I was about to say, I understand why they would say that. But not in all cases. And but to what he's saying, I guess to his point, yes, most of the time, especially niggas that just came out of jail, they're fucking with some 200, 300
Yeah,
pounds.
I've done it. I've slummed with dudes that didn't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of. However, let's add this disclaimer. When I've done that, it was because I felt horrible about where I was at said time. So my looks didn't matter to me. Right. Because say again.
There's another element of that I want to talk to you about behind the scenes, though. I'm curious about that. We'll talk about that.
Okay. So, and plus we have these conversations on Sisterhood Sips a lot. So we've had a couple already, 8 episodes, Lily? 8 half-hour episodes. Mm-hmm. And we got a lot of juicy stuff over there. The episodes are 30 minutes long. We talk about all about this. Lily and I get into detail about the stuff we've experienced and things like that. So if you're curious about these topics, go over there. It has its own channel. It's not here. This is the block.
And it's a completely whole different show, format, look, feel, sound, everything is different. So it's not going to be redundant for you. You're going to have 2 different experiences.
Not at all. And a lot of people have more than one YouTube channel, and you get the same exact shit on all the channels. Over there, it's a whole different world. You guys go check it out, Sisterhood Sips. Go check it out and subscribe. It's its own world. That is us there. Okay. And you can binge watch over there, clips and everything. Okay, so tonight's topic, why do we abandon Black men who date white? Why? Jonathan Majors, as you guys know, ever since the incident with his white girlfriend, he's been losing everything. He's losing shit that I didn't even know he had. Okay, because I knew about Kang the Conqueror. I knew about him losing that job. However, I just found out today he was supposed to play Dennis Rodman in a movie out here in Vegas called 48 Hours in Vegas. I had no clue he was playing Dennis Rodman, which would have been amazing to watch. I would have loved to see what Jonathan Major specifically was going to do with Dennis Rodman.
Because you need a really good actor for Dennis Rodman because he's so layered. He's so many things.
Right. But that means that I'm a keep a lookout because that means jobs are coming out here because that movie is being shot in Vegas.
Oh, so. It's the first thing I thought about. I was like, hold on now. He had a very interesting life. Let me come on out there and let me come on out
I got an email to send you, Lily. Okay. So a casting that's going on out here. So my opinion. Also, this guy that was stabbed to death by his white girlfriend, and every time they post a new video of this woman beating on him, there's people in the comments and they are brutal. I mean, this man is dead. You don't get no more. You don't get no more knocked down than being dead, right? But no, in the comments, I mean, these women are going in on this murdered man because the woman who murdered him is white. So they're like, what's for lunch? What are you guys doing for dinner? Under the comments.
Right? I think I remember this story. Now, mm-hmm. I think if this is the right one, mm-hmm. And this, just to add a little bit more context, if you weren't going to add this to it, I'm not sure if this is the same one. But I remember when this happened, and that was the response then as well. And people started is this the guy when they started coming up with old videos of his?
Tweets.
Tweets. Okay. Tweets. That's when
he's the second guy, Lily.
Oh,
that was murdered, and they pulled out his tweets talking about black women.
Okay. Okay, catch me up. Catch me up. Catch me up.
Oh, this has happened before.
Killing Karens. I'm behind on my Killing Karen series. Okay. So catch me up.
Killing Karens, you say?
Killing Karens. Yep. Go on. Yeah. Okay.
Let me just write that down real quick.
You all shut your mouth.
So, you know, in my opinion, I think with the way cancel culture is going, and now people are like, fuck cancel culture and doing what they want, saying what they want. Anyway, if I were Dennis Rodman, I don't know why people, there's money on the table, man. If I was Dennis Rodman, I would fight for Jonathan Majors to play me.
Yep.
I would fight for it. I would be like, well, it's the rights to my movie. It's the rights to my life. I want the kid to do it. And here's the thing. The white productions are going to fold. They'll fold, right? Especially if it's his life, his movie. And this is why I say he should fight for it. Because millions of people would watch anyway. He is an athlete. Wait, he is an athlete, and that transcends. Let me tell you something about sports fans, specifically men. Don't give a fuck what a man does to a woman. They don't give a fuck. They could be in the elevator whooping bitch's ass, and they're like, "Is he gonna suit up or is he gonna be suspended?" God, I hope they don't suspend him. I hope they trade him to blah blah blah. So even I would go watch it. I would watch that movie.
Oh, I would too. I've always liked Dennis Rodman's like layerness, many thingsness.
I personally think that despite all this shit, the Coretta jokes and all this shit and the vitriol, the next Jonathan Majors movie, motherfuckers gonna show up to watch that shit.
Yes.
Right? They gonna show up to watch that shit. And with bated breath, and if that motherfucker knocks that shit out the park, which I'm sure he will, they look. Listen, y'all gotta understand. When it comes to talent, I've seen motherfuckers catch amnesia.
But especially athletes, especially athletes.
Right. That's why most of them that are in college have second-grade educations, because everyone turns a blind eye to everything they do and don't do. But I'm really thinking about this topic, Jen. This question is deep, because I'm thinking about some situations, some people in the past, whether they're famous, people that I've ran across, people, you know, this is a very interesting question because it's a very real, it's coming from a real place we see all the time. And so we have this is the thing. We have two kind of guys who date outside or date wild women. You have the guy who just likes beautiful women and it doesn't matter the race or whatever. You got the guy who I'm gonna add another guy. You got the guy who loves beautiful women and most likely like typically women of his race, and then he meets a woman. It's like, oh, wasn't expecting you. And then you got the ones who specifically date outside. Okay, hold on. I'm about to add 4. They date outside and they just date outside. They mind their business. They leave everybody alone. But then you got the ones that date outside and feel the need to bash the women of their own race. So you would think the vitriol will be for the last guy, but it's for like all of the guys who are just minding their business. So what's the real tea is what I really want to know. Because I can understand them going after the guy who's bashing. It's like, okay, you cross the picket line. Okay, they're going to have a feeling about that. But okay, they probably let you live. But then to bash people who look like your mama, your auntie, your daughter, your sister, that's, I can see people getting upset about that. But just get upset because someone's fucking and dating. I've never understood that. I don't get it. I
think if I had to guess, because I think I'm guilty of some of that lately.
Okay, what's funny is I talked to a friend the other day. We had a conversation similar to this, and she was saying her guilt and where she's come and da 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 blah blah blah. So yeah, these are good conversations to have. But I like to hear it.
I think I'm guilty of it as well. I think it's because you're absolutely right, but we've seen this same situation on social media. It happens to us. We'll talk about an experience we had personally. I can say I dealt with a guy who didn't have a pot to piss in or window to throw it out of. I was with him. He didn't deserve me. I left him. We'll post that. We'll get 500 dudes in the because your body count, that's why. And I'm like, my what? Because you a gold digger, that's why. What I said was I was with someone, no ambition, no money. I was slumming, and then I left him because I know I could do better. Because your body count, that's why. Because you can't pair bond. And I'm like, what?
Back to the fucking body count. Like,
They do. They always go back to body
how
count.
small are these penises out here, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you? Why are you that afraid? Like,
all the time.
It has to be that. It has to be that.
Always.
But Tate said it. Andrew Tate said it. The reason why body count is such a thing is because they don't want to be with a woman that they can't show anything to.
Right.
They're intimidated. They're intimidated that woman may have been with a man. It's not about the actual vagina. It's not about the actual hole itself. Right? It's not about the whole. It's about the idea that this woman was with a man already that's better than you. And now you have to measure up and compete with that. That's what it is. So men, if you notice, men who cannot compete complain about body count. And then people get mad at me. But men in a higher tax bracket don't give a fuck because why? They lead with their wallet and their big dick energy. So they already coming in to like, baby, ain't nobody me. Mm-mm. I've had those conversations with men. Like literally, men have told me, I don't give a fuck who you been with or who you know. I'm here now. So men that don't have that big dick energy and know they can't compete and already feel insecure either about their dick size or their stroke game, they attack, right? So I think with women, it's twofold. With me, just for me personally, y'all could think what y'all want with this. I think this is going to sound crazy, Lily, but I said I'm guilty of it. I'm going to tell the whole truth tonight. I think we're too close to what happened during slavery and when oppression was thick. And I'm not just talking about Black people. The young lords existed in the United States of America because Latins were also being oppressed, punished, and murdered. Albizu Campos was tortured to death in a prison fighting for Puerto Ricans. The young lords were killed. Okay, so I'm not just talking about Black people right now, right? So Lolita LeBron ran into the Capitol, right? Because Puerto Ricans were being oppressed. So even me as a Latin woman, when I see a man of color with a white woman, I'm like, well, look at you and your fucking short-term memory loss, you bitch.
Short-term memory loss.
Jesus, man.
Well, look at you with the selective amnesia.
Yeah, but you see, your reason is completely different. And your space, the space from which you're speaking from a space of an occurrence happened. An occurrence happened that caused a degree of trauma that involved a sect of people. So when you see your people willing to mate with those people, there's this element of betrayal. That's not the case in the Black community.
Let's wait 500 years. In 500 years, I think I'll feel better about it.
You'll be able to come back to the table and renegotiate like
yes.
a role board.
In the Black community, that is not the fucking case. I'm going to just keep it real tonight. I
think it is the case too, Haran.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, what is it?
If that was the case, divestors wouldn't be a thing. I'm about to break it down with you right now. A lot of the average Black woman, the reason why they get upset, and you'll see it in the comments. Go ahead. You can check. The average Black woman, okay? Reason why she gets upset when this particular dude or whatever goes out, and of course there's outliers, But when black men step out, it's because the average black woman doesn't have the same options as other women when it comes to dating interracially. You can have an average white woman, she can still date interracial. You can have an average Latin woman, she can still date interracial. You can have an average Asian woman, she can still date interracial. An average black woman, that's not necessarily the case. Now, stunning black woman, absolutely beautiful black woman, especially with a statuesque body, yeah, she can go white, she usually does, and she could go Latin, she could go whatever, she could do all those things. Usually those women, you don't see them in these, debates about, Jonathan Majors and the Coretta Scott Kings and whatever, what have you. Now, most black men, especially if they got their shit together to some degree, and they look fairly decent, let's just deal with that right there, they can date outside of their race. Now, a brother with money, attractive, that motherfucker, he can date anyone.
Sarah, I've embraced the single life.
Right. Look,
I've embraced the single life. I want no parts.
You know what I'm saying? So when you wait one second, Lily. So when you have these kind of situations, it's really about power dynamics. Because guess what? When those black women are able to date outside of their races and so on and so forth, don't nobody give a fuck about slavery. Same shit with black men. Don't nobody give a fuck all that slavery shit. When they have access to white people and other races and so on, and they can use them to move, upwardly. Don't nobody give a fuck about no racism or slavery, man.
I mean, I have to mildly disagree with you. There is a lot there, but I think there's another component to that's missing. I wouldn't disagree. I just want to add on to that, actually. I would say that black women don't want to date outside of their race. Most black women do not want to date outside of their race. And that is the real frustration. They're just not attracted to men who are not black. It's that simple. It's that simple. And it's not just the look. There's a whole, culturally and there's food wise, conversations, so many different things. Black women are just not as willing to do that. Because think about it, men don't even like to talk like that. So y'all don't give a damn what kind of conversation. Y'all marry someone who don't even speak your language, okay? Women don't tend to do that as much, especially a black woman, because conversations are important. Things that you share mutual interest and things like that. You can talk without talking. Things like that will frustrate a black woman quicker, And so I feel like they're just more race loyal to black men.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let's marinate on that because I love that because you're absolutely right, Lily. And it's something I never thought about. But it's like, I go on a random date with a guy, right? Hang out. And he, just recently I was hanging out with somebody and they were like, we were joking at the dinner table. And he's like, double up. And then automatically I say, never let a hard time humble us because we know the lyrics to fucking
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it feels like home. It feels good. So I understand totally black women saying, I just want to date within my race. This is where I want to stay. We're going to be eating the same food. We like, for the most part, I know everybody's different, but for the most part, we're going to be able to relate to the music and the food and the people and the culture. So I understand that. I do want to show a video because I think I'm going to add another component to why I think black women specifically side-eye these black men. And I think this is justified. I think this particular part is justified. I'm going to play this video. Come on, darling. Who? Yeah, I'm seriously looking at this text. Like, you know how many people I'm like, who? Because my body count's 1,046,000. I don't know who this is texting me.
You have to sift through all this.
I
hate that when people change their number and they're like, hey girl, but you changed your number. Like, just say who you are, then do the hey girl. Like, don't just not do this. Like,
I agree. I've said this for years. Sarah said women are loyal to black men to a fault. I've said that for years. Before you respond, Haran, let me play the video before you respond. Because I know you got your little retort.
Yeah, because I've known plenty of black women who have the option to date outside. They just won't take it. until it's the last option. Like,
okay, so how many of them do you know that refuse to date outside of their race, even though they have options, as opposed to those who aren't as attractive and they essentially don't have the same options to date outside of their race?
well, if they don't have the option, then it's not even a match.
Okay, let me put it another way. It's easy for me to say I am loyal to a particular thing if that's all I can get. Now,
touche.
Now, if I am able to have options and still say, even though I have options, I still want that thing, then yes, that person is loyal. Because why? That loyalty was tested. How do I really know if you're fucking loyal if your loyalty has never really been tested?
I don't like your questioning. I don't like your tone.
That's just what I'm saying. Like, for instance, the both of you, I have told the both of you could have gone white, but you chose not to. That is a sign of loyalty.
Right.
Girls who didn't look like you.
I don't know if it's loyalty for me though.
I don't think it's loyalty for me either. It's just attractive. It's just not attractive. It's just
right. It's that, because it's not loyalty. It's just being comfortable. Being, it's not loyal. But I don't date white anyway. But yeah, to me, it's not a loyalty thing. Because I'm like,
it really isn't. Because if I was attracted, I would have been gone. Like,
yeah.
But.
And it's just me. It's a jiggy thing. Like, can I relate to you? I would love, if you're listening out there, if you're a Puerto Rican man that is fucking swaggy, that eats what I like to eat, or at least understands, can compromise, and listens to the same music I like, and you'll sit with me front row and Babyface every time he's in town. Like, I'm willing to date somebody like that, but it's hard to find that. And if he's out there, I have not met him. I'm not saying that he's not out there. I'm saying Jen hasn't met him. For all the Latinos who be in the comments like, oh, get you a Puerto Rican man. Bitch, find me one I like and I'll date him. Okay? To me, this type of Puerto Rican guy I would date is maybe like a Laz Alonso, who's Cuban, who happens to be Cuban. He'd have to be like that, like a Laz Alonso or like a Victor Cruz, the football player. They still have to have some sort of, like, you know what I'm saying? Some sort of.
I did what you said, because there was even a white dude that you said was like, okay, his demeanor was attractive.
Right.
It was a dude from Peaky Blinders, and the motherfucker was a
freaking
maniac.
I love him. You know? He's my Peaky Blinders crush, and he's white. That man is clearly.
But it be about that swag though, right? That rugged, that sweat, that like, oh, I'm a. Yeah.
Okay, so if y'all met like a Brad Pitt, Tyler Durden version, like that version of Brad Pitt from Fight Club, that is the kind of white you guys would entertain. I don't know if you actually saw the
I have to go show you. I have to go digging and show you my version.
Let's see the movie.
Okay, is that?
Yeah. I mean, do what with him? What am I supposed to do with him? Like, say hi?
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to zero in on what you're saying.
What am I going to do with him? I also like contrast. That's another thing about me. Contrast turns me on. I'm beige. I'm tanned right now. This is Jen fake baked. I'm tanned. When I'm not tanned, I get a little Michael Jackson-y, right? And me with someone else who's beige, it's like, I'll do it, but it's not as exciting when you see somebody's hand on your tit or your ass. You want to see their hand. If you're my color and your hand's on my ass, I don't know where I start and you finish, or you finish and I start, because we the same fucking color. No me gusta.
It just look like you just rolling around uncooked chicken, right? You don't know where the chicken.
Yeah. And it's just a thing. And this is not, I'm saying that, it's not like it's deal breakers. Like, I've crushed on guys that were very light, but there are preferences and things that we like. And then things that will, it's not a deal breaker. You're a little beige for my taste, but it's okay because you got this, that. Right. So we all compromise. Let's not act like we don't compromise. We all compromise.
Oh, we all do. So I was with my bestie today, and we were talking about this preference thing, right? Because both of us have a preference for melanated, right? As
Yes.
much melanin as possible. If you could throw some extra, and it'll take me 10 years to find out if that motherfucker fine or not, because I just love melanin that damn much, right? So we were saying, okay, and that's been a lifelong thing. And I realized it's like a heredity thing. My father's the same thing. My father's the same way. He only deals with like brown skin and dark skin women. Like period. He won't even like just that's the only thing he does. And so I was like, okay, boom. I said, so because I said the way we are, I'm willing to believe that there are men who just have the white preference. That's just all they're attracted to. They see it, they go up. It is what it is. Can't help it. And I said, and when I said that to Orlando, they were like, well, I guess when you put it that way, I guess I can see it. Because they're kind of like you, Jen. Well, I guess when you put it that way, I guess I can see it. I said, yeah, you're trying to unsee it. You're as you're saying that sentence, you're trying to unsee it. Right? But
listen, correct, Kevin Samuels Ghost. No one's perfect. We just shooting the shit. Again, we have things listen, everybody. I don't know why you people spend time getting offended at strangers' opinions, because everybody is like this. Everybody. Guess what? I like Sundays. I like Sundays with caramel, the caramel swirl and the fudge and the bananas. And I prefer the cherries to the strawberry juice. But guess what? I'm not going to say no to a Sunday because you don't have fudge. You know what I mean? And that's how human beings are. Yeah, I like contrast, but I'm not going to say no to a guy that's really nice and attractive if he's beige. I'm not going to be like, no, I cannot do that. That's crazy. That's weird. That's how you mess up. That's how you miss out on meeting really good people. So it's like, yeah, we all have our little things that I like a girl that got this. I like a guy that got that. But everybody you meet is not going to have this or that. So you keep it pushing, but we can have a mature conversation about our preferences. It seems like that's become taboo. You can't even talk about what you like because those people that don't have it get offended. That's absurd. It's absurd. We're still allowed to talk about shit that we prefer. How you doing, Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg? Haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Hope you're well. Haven't heard from you in a minute. So let me play this video. Go ahead.
And we talk about our preferences. We're not downing the things we don't prefer.
No.
Because I think people hear that too.
Yeah, but that's what they hear. Like I'm 5'3", right? 5'4" on a good day. Be quiet, Lily.
No, I lied too. I'm I've been lying. I'm like, I've been 5'9" for the life, but yeah, I'm 5'8".
There may be men out there that are like, no, I want a woman that's 5'9" because I want to be eye to eye with her. That's not an attack on me. Because I'm 5'3". The man saying he likes a tall woman is not an attack on me, should not be an injury to me. And that's what people have to learn. And I think that social media has conditioned people to get offended when they hear someone else's preference. It's absurd. It's absurd. Although I am speaking from a place of privilege. I have a different vantage point. But still, it's absurd. So let me play this video because I wanted to add something else you said about how Black women feel, Lily, because I think this is a legitimate thing. And maybe, Haran, since you talking for the Black men's, maybe you could chime in on this. Let me pull this video up.
Black men.
I love it, the Black men. Them bitches.
Pick up.
They see an opportunity.
Yeah, that's all it is. Opportunities, absolutely.
Capitalism at its best. Capitalism at its best.
Holy shit, y'all! I just got a DM. We made it to World Star Hip Hop.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
I was wondering because listen, right? I'm looking at all these.
Yeah, we got 52 people in the room tonight.
Right, and I was looking at our subscription.
Let's go.
And look, right, I was watching our subscription go up and I was just like, why is our subscription like jumping up like this on Sisterhood Sips? Because I'm watching it go up as we're on the show. I'm like, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently we made it to World Star Hip Hop. My shit's going crazy right now.
I'm gonna have a gang of people asking me if I claim both of them. Yeah, I claim them both, man. Yeah, they with me.
What choice you got, Coño? Yeah, nah, they go. My DMs is going crazy right now. Yo, people. Yo. Anyway, we still gotta work. We gotta work. So let's work this show real quick. Yo, people are bugging.
We'll show the video. Let's go show the video.
Okay, people are bugging, but I'm like, come on. Now you want to talk to me?
They are really all over that.
Wait till you see what I'm gonna really do. Y'all catching the vapors now. That's for the older folks vapors. You young cats don't know.
It's a new one, Abby. It's a one we did last week, and it's been just going crazy, and it's all over the place.
No, it's not the remix video. It's the one where I talk about.
Wait before we get into the video.
Okay.
Joe, 360 means you go right back to the same place you started. You mean 180.
That's what you stopped me for?
Because it's very it's a pet peeve of mine, man.
But you could have typed that. You could have typed that on you.
No, I needed to say that.
Okay, you feel better before we continue before we proceed.
These things just
that's like my etc. When people say etc.
Yes.
It's etc.
Yes. It's 180. When a person does a complete change, they do a 180.
Okay, leave the man alone. He didn't commit a crime. Let's watch this video. Jesus Christ. Jesus, Harry Christ. Because I want to add this component to what Lily said. All Star Hip Hop, yo. You know what's funny? Y'all got to fall back after the stream because I got to tell y'all something. Woo!
Yeah, this thing is going crazy.
Yeah, they're going nuts right now. So check this out right here, right? Because I think this is a good argument.
We are seeing new video of the rocky relationship between OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney and her boyfriend just months before she killed him.
Clenney claims she stabbed Christian Obumseli in self-defense back in 2022. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero has more of the footage and what both sides are saying tonight.
We're here in Edgewater where Christian Obumseli died, and we have a warning. The video you are about to see shows a graphic depiction of domestic violence and may be hard for some viewers to watch. The footage was released by the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office as part of a mound of new evidence in this case.
I was sober for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And now why am I not sober? Because of you.
New video shows OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney hitting then boyfriend Christian Obumseli over a dozen times while on a trip in Aspen, Colorado. This is one of more than 100 pieces of evidence released to the Obumseli family civil attorney as part of the investigation.
In that video, you can see Courtney acting erratically. You can see her hitting Christian multiple times, which unfortunately is consistent with her behavior throughout this entire case.
Flirting with like 3 girls.
What 3 girls? What 3 girls? You?
Well, I think that doesn't matter.
In the video, Clenney accuses Obumseli of cheating on her, which he denies. His family's attorney says the behavior Courtney exhibited in this video was a disturbing pattern.
Unfortunately, we see throughout these videos, we see throughout the phone calls and the communications that Courtney had some insecurities, as most women do, and that's no faulting to her.
Clenney's attorney said in a statement to CBS News Miami, this video is an example of the toxic relationship between Obumseli and Courtney Clenney. Evidence exists that Obumseli physically abused Courtney on prior occasions and on April 3rd, 2022. Courtney was forced to defend herself from Obumseli's physical attack. In court, Clenney's attorneys have argued she killed her boyfriend in self-defense during a domestic dispute. At the heart of the criminal and civil case, who was the aggressor in their relationship?
Domestic violence can happen against a man, and it can happen against a larger man. It does happen, and men are victims, and Christian was a victim.
The social media influencer is charged with second-degree murder. A hearing in her criminal case is set for this Friday. In Miami,
Um, I thought that interaction between her attorney and her was a bit strange. Was a bit, hey, how you doing? How you been? How you doing? I missed you last week. It was a little chummy for my taste for an attorney who I think should have a poker face in court. Looked like he was talking to her at a picnic table, but you know me, I look at everything. So my question with this is, yes, men can be victims of domestic violence. Yes, women can be the aggressor without a doubt, without question. Okay. Obviously, you know, her attorney is going to play the, oh, it was toxic in general. He abused her sometimes. We know that's BS. There's plenty of footage and video with this girl pounding him out. I mean, she stabbed him to death and then went to party. She had blood all over her and the cops was like, okay, they let her go. And then they had to go back and fetch her. So, you know, the white privilege, of course, was a component of this horrible crime. Okay, so this man he's gone. He's dead, right? Christian Obumseli. So my question, Haran, going back to me wanting to add an extra component about how Black women feel when they feel slighted, is very obviously a Black man's complaint who dates out often is, you know, Black women are loud, they're obnoxious, they don't listen, they're not submissive, blah, blah, right? But then me, a Latina, I could be like, ay, cabrón, estúpido, blah, 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 and I could throw a knife at him and it's sexy, it's spicy, it's right? Similarly, this white woman slapping him, punching him, hitting him, got to the point where she was so violent, she stabbed him. He could have survived that, but he did not, unfortunately. So don't you think that Black women have every right to side eye when it's like, hold up, I thought y'all didn't like loud and crazy and violent. Now all of a sudden you like loud and crazy and violent. So if I was a Black woman who was rejected by someone like him, because remember, they pulled up his tweets, I understand.
And that's what I was saying. In this situation, I got it.
Well, yes, but that doesn't deter from the fact that the man didn't deserve to die. He didn't deserve to die. You can have your feelings about it, and you can have your strong feelings about it, but that doesn't mean that this white woman should get away with murder. It's not that deep. We're just talking about a preference here. This young man did not commit a crime. He just went. He just. As a matter of fact, it's not even he didn't commit a crime. Now, did he go against some sort of, I don't know, some sort of social taboo or some sort of, did he break code? Okay, whatever. Black women break code too when they date outside of the race. Do they deserve to be mistreated by the men that they get involved with? Absolutely not. You can feel whatever you want to feel. You have a gentleman such as yourself, Joshua Jackson. He was a whole motherfucking piece of shit to Jodie Turner Smith. And I saw a group, many few brothers who actually sat there and were joyful over that. And I was like, she didn't deserve that, even though Jodie had some very choice things to say about Black men in her old tweets. I saw a few. Oh, yeah, she had some very choice things to say about Black men. You know what I mean? When I read them shits, I was like, oh, okay, I hope it works out for you, sis. But the fact that he just behaved in the manner that, in the same manner that a lot of Black men behave with Black women, and he was allowed to get away with that, you know, speaks to a bigger argument. Are other races allowed to treat us poorly, but we can't treat each other poorly? Because if the argument is Black women can't, you know what I mean, have issues with Black men, you know what I mean, and their poor treatment of Black women, and Black men have their argument with Black women treating them poorly, and you go outside of your race and you're still getting tossed around, knocked around, and being treated like shit, but you're still staying. But you're staying because you see this person as some sort of gateway to privilege, as better than you subconsciously. There's a deeper context there. And that's what I keep saying oftentimes. A lot of Black people, men and women, date outside their race because they're trying to escape their Blackness.
So you're saying, okay, so what you're saying is, what Abby says here, he preferred the drama and the package that it came in. So are you saying that Black men will tolerate more
I've seen that shit. I have seen that shit with my own fucking eyes. I put brothers aside. I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? Let this woman talk to you like that, man. Look, man, women are women. I've dated enough women to understand that, man. Women are women, man. They just look different. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? At their core, there's women are different, just like there's different kind of fucking sharks. At the end of the day, they all swim in the water and they'll all fucking tear motherfucker to death if they get a chance to. And that's it. But I've seen the same thing with black women. They have allowed white men to speak to them a certain way that they would never allow a black man to speak to them. We had that video that we were watching the other day of this young black woman who was actually willing to shoot her shot, create a space for him, the white man, to actually feel comfortable to talk to her. Like, it never ran across her mind that would be a great idea. You know what I mean? When dealing with black men, you know, there's just both sides of the fence.
Oh, I remember that video. That video.
Both sides of the fence need to have some real serious talks about how they allow other races to treat them.
I mean, that's a very, very, very good point. And when I did see comments when this happened, right? I did, of course, see the comments from some black women who was like, good riddance, glad he's dead, all of that, right? But most of them were Jen quoted earlier. What's for dinner? Stroganoff, spaghetti, you using angel hair or whatever. Because it's a little difficult to go to expect any kind of sympathy or empathy from a group of people that you publicly bashed over and over and over. Being a defector is one thing, we can argue that, but when you go out of your way to publicly bash and bash and bash, I don't condone the wish you were dead thing, but looking for sympathy and empathy.
Look, we're talking about in a court of law, you can feel however you want to feel, blah, blah, blah. But in a court of law, under the conditions of what occurred, a crime was committed. And the woman committed murder, and she should be punished, because if you allow her to get away with that, you are opening up a Pandora's box.
Okay, I'll say this. I won't be shocked. First of all, she looks like she's screwing her attorney.
Because I was gonna go back and look at that shit. I missed it, but I was going back and look.
It's not far-fetched, because they said this girl was screwing her attorney.
And they're expensive. I might have to, if I was in that situation, I might have to fuck them too.
And Baez, what is it? Jose Baez, Joe Baez. He's one of the best. And they were saying that what's her name? Casey Anthony was screwing him, right? So I don't get past politics, but you know me, Lily. I watch everything. I'm like the judge in the room from the moment you walk in. I'm watching, every inch of you. And I just thought the exchange was a bit peculiar. If I was the judge sitting there, I would look at it. I'm gonna run it back. Look at how her attorney is talking to her. It just doesn't look like she's on trial for murder in the second.
Courtney Clenney and her boyfriend just months before she killed him.
Clenney claims she stabbed Christian Obumseli in self-defense back in 2022. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero has more of the footage and what both sides are saying tonight.
We're here in Edgewater where Christian Obumseli died, and we have a warning. The video you are about to see shows a graphic depiction of domestic violence and may be hard for some viewers to watch. The footage was released by the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office as part of a mound of new evidence in this case.
I was sober for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And now why am I not sober? Because of you.
New video shows OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney hitting then boyfriend Christian Obumseli over a dozen times while on a trip in Aspen, Colorado. This is one of more than 100 pieces of evidence released to the Obumseli family civil attorney as part of the investigation.
In that video, you can see Courtney acting erratically. You can see her hitting Christian multiple times, which unfortunately is consistent with her behavior throughout this entire case.
Flirting with like 3 girls.
What 3 girls? What three girls? You?
Well, maybe I think that doesn't matter.
In the video, Clenney accuses Obumseli of cheating on her, which he denies. His family's attorney says the behavior Courtney exhibited in this video was a disturbing pattern.
You know, unfortunately, we see throughout these videos, we see throughout the phone calls and the communications that Courtney had some insecurities, as most women do, and that's no faulting to her.
Clenney's attorney said in a statement to CBS News Miami, this video is an example of the toxic relationship.
You guys see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
It looked like they were out to lunch or something. Like he was all like, I'm like, you're on trial for murder too. Like I'd be in there like.
The other thing too, the journalist was like, she was insecure. Well, as all women are, and I'm like, ladies,
Right, that too.
Like, why are you all just going soft on this broad? She killed somebody. Meanwhile, we got Kang the Conqueror. He grabbed his phone from a motherfucker, and this nigga about to lose his whole career. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me, man? Why are we having these soft conversations about she killed somebody, man?
And then went partying after.
Yeah, like it was not a thing. Probably threw on the whole ring light and cam at the end of that shit and stuff.
Matter of fact, there's a weird video of her, I think like in a hotel lobby or something, and some guy's telling her, you just killed somebody. It's some weird shit going on. But they let her go. Like when the cops came, and she had blood all over and they let her go. So that's a whole other situation and why they let her go, which is wild. But blonde, you know what I mean? White girl, Miami.
Typical, very typical. This is very typical situation here, what we're looking at. Typical situation in America. That's what we're looking at.
So
now, where are we at with the trial? Is she convicted? Are we still in the middle of the trial? This is new evidence placed for the trial?
There's no evidence for the trial. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very interesting. She doesn't look to me like someone who's facing a charge of murder in the second degree. She looks like she's chilling in court. She's, happy-go-lucky with talking to her attorney on the side. If I was a juror, I'd be looking at all of that. And I'd be like, I'd do my best to fry her. Haran, going back to what you said, it's not cause for it to, like, for him to be murdered, for people to celebrate that.
Right.
But do you think
he's a piece of shit for the things that he said about George Floyd and all and whatever, what have you? I can feel those things.
What did he say about George Floyd?
He said he was saying something to the regard of I'm paraphrasing, but he was saying something to the idea of essentially he didn't really give a fuck about it. I guess maybe he said he didn't care. My memory is failing me right now in terms of it, but I know he was saying some derogatory things about George Floyd. Now the point of the matter is this: if we're in a court of law, you know what I mean, and we're sticking to the facts, what someone did and what they said and so on and so forth is not cause for this person to be murdered. All right, it's not cause for that. That's not an excuse.
True.
You know what I mean? The only cause for someone to be murdered and you get off is if you can prove without a shot of a doubt that A, there is some degree of reasonable doubt, or B, you know what I mean, you were acting in self-defense. She cannot prove either. So why the hell is this woman not under a jail is beyond me. And the fact that no one is this is the thing here. This shows the hypocrisy of people. You complain every fucking 5 minutes about the privilege of whites. Complain every fucking 5 minutes about the privilege of white women, particularly. But you're willing to look the other way in that regard because you ain't like a nigga and he dated outside of his race. That says a lot about how a lot of people feel about black men who date outside of their race. They deserve death. And they don't feel the same way about black women. That is a fact, and it is shown that. We have seen this.
So let's read some of his tweets. I pulled them up. This is from 2012. One of his tweets say, what does OOMF mean? The acronym, hashtag OOMF. Does anybody know?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Let me look that up real quick.
Okay. Look that up because he seems to hashtag that a lot. And I'm just wondering what.
Oh, come on.
OOMF.
Okay. That is.
Get context.
One of my friends.
One of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Because now it fits the sentence I'm about to read. Thank you, Lily. So he says, can't believe one of my friends thinks I talk to black girls when I don't. So that was one tweet. Another tweet, the way black girls disgrace themselves on TV. Shaking my head. Another tweet says, one of my friends says, black girls are born knowing how to shake their ass. Me, honestly, I don't care. They're not my type anyway. So one of his friends said, black girls are born knowing how to shake their ass. He responds, honestly, I don't care. They're not my type. Then he tweets, white titties are greater than black titties. Then he tweets again, once again, I'm tired of these black girls in my government class. Another tweet says, football can be the time, venue for breast cancer, military, domestic violence awareness, but bring up Black Lives Matter and it's not the time. Laughing out loud. That sounds like football can be the time, venue for breast cancer, military, DV awareness, but bring up Black Lives Matter. It is not the time. Actually, that sounds like he was in support of Black Lives Matter, not against.
Yeah, but he did say something about George Floyd. I think he did say something rather derogatory. I'd have to look into it. But
well, let me see if I can find it because I have my own opinion about George Floyd. Ooh, right. So let me see.
But you know, he right there. It shows that he had some very choice things to say about black women.
Right.
You know,
so like if
it's fucked up. You know what I mean? But again, he doesn't deserve to die.
Right. And that's exactly what I was saying. Like I don't like when people do that.
He's a piece of shit, yes.
At the same time, you still can't expect those same people. That's like you walking down the street and then someone lit to be known, like you're minding your business. You're like, okay, what am I going to put on the stove tonight for dinner? And then someone comes out of nowhere and lets you know, I'm your enemy, damn it. I'm your motherfucking enemy. You're like, oh shit, okay, well hold up now. I was just thinking about that.
I honestly,
like you're not going to care. You're just not. You're just going to be like, okay, so back to my dinner. Like it's going to be kind of one of those situations.
So actually, I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side. I don't like. I was waiting for something to be like, "Oh my God, that's what he said." This sounds like I like throwaway statements in conversation.
But you don't understand.
Like, Quran, you said, "Oh, he's a piece of shit." Like I didn't read anything that said. I didn't read anything that gave me.
He's a piece of shit in regards to the things that he said about black women. He didn't have to say that. You know what I mean? However,
what exactly?
However, this is the point I'm saying here. However, is it something that should cause alarm? I don't think so. It's regular shit that I see on Twitter. It's regular shit. Now, you know what I mean? I usually scroll by it and ignore it. But you have to understand, when it comes to social media, even if you say that, well, I tend to like white women's hair more than black women. It will cause a fucking stir. It will call you will be called all kinds of bullshit. As a matter of fact, a black woman the other day, the one that I was telling you about when we got in the conversation when we were talking about Chris Brown. She was basically saying, fuck Jonathan Majors, we ain't marching for him, blah, blah, blah. Let him stay with his white bitch. And I'm just like, ain't nobody asked you to march for him, sis? This man's not, facing 30 years in prison. He's not a freedom fighter. He's not, he got caught up in the situation, but it's just stretched and multiplied into this bigger situation. The moment a black man might say, I prefer to be with this white woman. I prefer to be out, date outside of my race. I prefer all these other things. You could just literally just say that and it's torn to pieces. No vitriol added.
Okay, so Right, but then, so how do you make him a piece of shit when what he is saying
Oh
is
no, that's just my opinion.
okay? But and I'm asking you your opinion. I'm not. Who am I? Who else is saying that? I'm
Right.
asking you your opinion. Why does that? Is not. It's not. To, in my opinion, he didn't say anything that we haven't said to each other
Absolutely.
about people
Absolutely.
in our own cultural groups.
Absolutely.
Right? People in our own cultural groups. And you know, our BTS conversations, we're talking about our own people all the fucking time. Right? So why does that make him a piece of shit? Because it's on Twitter?
Yes, from their perspective, yes. I'm speaking in terms of from their perspective. This is why it's blown out of proportion. Now, for me personally,
Is it because it didn't age well? Is it
you know
that
what I mean?
like didn't age well?
When it comes to these situations, particularly on Twitter, anytime any person, and it's really wild. Anytime any person catches a news cycle, they always dig into the tweets. Everybody, they always dig into the old fucking tweets. And they'll find out, this motherfucker never really liked this. This you? That's the game. This you. There literally is a page called This You. Because if you stand on a certain thing, like now, they'll go back 8, 9, 10 years where you said, fuck it, I like Rocky Road ice cream instead. You know what I mean? So those are the kinds of the social media games. Now, me personally, the things that we have said, yes, either on here or behind the scenes. You know what I mean? To some degree, it's a little bit similar. But guess what? There's people who think I'm a piece of shit for the things that I've said. You know what I mean? About black people. You know what I mean? About black women. About black men. You know?
That is correct. But are you a piece of shit? Are you a piece of shit? Okay, so I'm trying to get to why is he a piece of shit when he said maybe something you said or I've said or Lelia said. What makes him a piece of shit? That's what I'm trying to get to. That's
well,
the answer.
I don't. In the context of the way that I was reading it, I don't. From my perspective, I was like, okay, you don't have to. He was weaponizing. You know what I mean, white women in turn, against black women. That's my usual gripe. You can have a statement about a certain sect of people, but you don't have to weaponize. Like, oh yeah, white women are better than you, and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. It's unnecessary. Just like what you like and go. Right. I'm not for the weaponizing.
Okay, but now I think, all right, and let's now we bullshitting. Now we all bullshitting. Because I'm gonna tell you how.
Go ahead.
First of all, this wasn't a rant he went on. These were random tweets that they collected and put together on the screen for you. Let's start with that. I'm just playing devil's advocate. This wasn't him going on a rant day after day after day. These are fucking random shits. Oh, one of my friends said, I'm a blah, I don't do this. The way black girls disgrace themselves on TV. Now I'm gonna go to some lady says, is it true?
There is a sect of black women who do that.
Right. So, and this is why I made the not all some sign, because there is a sect of black women that do that. But apparently Christian Obumseli needed my sign. So he don't get attacked. He needed my sign. Some, not all. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
But I understand totally what you're saying. But in the context of, we have to understand, black men are just not allowed.
We have to understand the sensitivities and the trauma.
But we also have to understand that black men are not allowed that same space. You see, black women can say these same choice things about black men, which they do, and they're often applauded. Or some motherfucker jumps into the comment section like, "No, sis, my black queen, you just haven't found the right brother." Blah blah blah. I mean, misandry is allowed to be a lot more prevalent in social media spaces than misogyny. I will say that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Cynthia G croaked tomorrow, it'd be a lot of people cheering it.
Oh, it'd be like Kevin Samuels.
Right. Let's use that for a second. There'll be a lot of brothers cheering, but if they were to be cheered, there'll be a sect of women who would just lose their shit if those brothers actually sat there and cheered for this woman.
Kevin Samuels again.
But the other way, it'd be Kevin Samuels.
Right. It
would absolutely be. But there's still that element of, and I blame brothers for this, there's still that element of allowing these sisters to just get away with the shit. and not double down. A lot of brothers should have really not have allowed, you know what I mean, the Vivica Foxes and all these people in the world to sit here and make a mockery of that man's, you know what I mean, his life and his existence. Again, he said what he said. He had some very choice things to say. Some funny, some were just like, that wasn't necessary. But did he deserve to die? No, the guy didn't deserve to die. He didn't.
So there's a tweet here. A black woman says, so Christian Obumseli, a black man who constantly bashed black women for white women, was murdered by a white woman. And y'all want black women to do exactly what? So, you know, here's the thing that what I think about social media and Twitter specifically, it's literally all our thoughts and idle talk in black and white forever online. How and ever. I don't personally think it's as big a deal as people want to make it. It's still an element of what Lily said. Everybody wants everyone else, right, to feel what they've gone through in life, and they want the t-shirts, they want the picket signs, they want the CNN 2-hour special. They want everyone to pay attention to them. So right. Yes, right? I can be somebody, let's say I'm somebody who's loyal to my Puerto Rican culture, and I have to date Puerto Rican men no matter what. And then Puerto Rican men are running around online saying, I don't like Puerto Rican women, right? Now a Puerto Rican guy gets killed by an Asian woman he's dating. What the? I don't.
Right.
I guess
like, what do you really want to do?
I can't relate to, and this is why I try to understand and empathize, because I can't relate to that level of injury or trauma. I've always been hardcore, like, if you don't like me, fuck you. I've been like that since I was the knee high to a grasshopper. And I think if more people were that way, the Christian Obumselis wouldn't injure them. Like, I wouldn't include, if I was a black woman, I wouldn't include myself in that. When he's like, oh, these black women in my fucking science. First of all, this was a kid. He was 27 fucking years old. He's a kid, 27 years old, popping shit online. 27 years old. He's a kid. He's 27.
But, you know, I was thinking the same, because, you know, I've been on both sides. Well, I've never been that person who like really fucking cared who dated who. Actually, let me think about that. But I have been super insecure. I will say that. So I deal with the two things, like don't date black women, I don't date trans women, or I don't date black women thing, right? And my thing is just like, okay, cool, right? Literally, it's like, okay, cool. And there's nothing else to talk about. So I personally don't relate to that. But putting myself in their shoes, I can understand. I can definitely understand, because if I put it into the shoes of something that I can't understand, then I'd be like, no, I wouldn't have anything, because this is the thing. There's so much to worry about, be concerned about, to think about. So no, I'm not going to give none of my energy to him. I have many other people that I will give my energy to. So it's like, I'm not going to give any energy, negative or positive. I just think I have just other things I would rather give my energy to.
That is a respectful way of dealing with the situation. However, you know, I've spoken to and I've dealt with a number of people who they felt that the motherfucker should die. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't agree with that part. No.
They either don't give a fuck because he dated a white woman, or they don't give a fuck because of the things that he said. And it's just, I don't hear a worthy argument for this woman to get away with murder. I don't hear a substantial argument. And we could go back and forth and shoot the shit, and I can admit to saying some things in the shadows and saying things in public that could be considered, you know what I mean, a little controversial. Shit, I'm hanging with these women on this show, and I've said some wild shit. They on World Star Hip Hop right now. I'm pretty sure at some point in time I'm gonna have to answer for the shit I done said. I done said some wild shit, but I will stand 10 toes down on it. and so on or whatever. Or maybe I might say like, I don't know, man, maybe I didn't have my coffee that day. It is what it is. But the point of the matter
but that's for all of us. And I think that that should
but you don't deserve to die. You don't deserve to die because of it.
You don't deserve to.
If that's the case, we should all be in front of the firing squad getting, you know what I mean, mounted up and tied up for the shit that we say.
Now, I did say, and I said this on the Star Report, and this was controversial as fuck. Of course, they took it out of context and thought that what I was saying was that, yeah, Kevin Samuels, yeah, he's dead. No, that's not what I said. What I said was, it seemed like a Greek tragedy. If anyone's familiar with Greek tragedies, it seemed like poetic even in nature. I did say that now that he's gone, right, a lot of vitriol and hate, right, and bashing that was going on between Black men and Black women will die with him. So it seemed poetic to me that the man that caused so much chaos between Black men and Black women is gone. And now if you notice, it has calmed down some. It has calmed down some. Now, with that said, now poor people are going to be, well, you're happy he's dead. Well, you can interpret it however you see fit. I said what I said, but you can interpret it however you see fit. Jen said she's Black. Kevin Samuels. I mean, I don't give a fuck if you say that anyway. Who the fuck is Kevin Samuels? Like, he was a YouTuber, right? I'm not talking about the president here. So, but I think that it has dissolved some. There's still some vitriolic characters online, but they're out of here too. The way YouTube is going, the way social media is going, they out of here too. And with that said, had Kevin Samuels still been alive, he would have left all these minions hanging dry because Kevin Samuels was pivoting.
It was that shit is unsustainable. It's just, yes, he was.
When he was alive, he was already acting. He was in a series called Atlanta. He was starting to interview celebrities. Why? Because he wanted to get away from being a YouTube character that was solely feeding incels, degenerates, and losers. Because after a while, being attached to that demographic is no bueno if you want more. That's why Andrew Tate tells all these losers that they ain't shit too. Because these men, although they're leaders in their community, they have to separate themselves from the degenerates, the incels, and the losers. Because what you don't want to become is leader of the degenerates, the losers, and the incels, because it's a bad look. Okay? That's why Andrew Tate also ostracizes the losers. If you listen to Tate talk, he wants no parts of any of the losers, the incels, and men who can't get ass. Similarly, Kevin Samuels was pivoting. He was pivoting to Black love and Black marriage. He was pivoting to, look, I interview celebrities. He was pivoting to, look, I'm an actor now. Why? Because he wanted to get the fuck away from the degenerates, the guys that complaining about ass and Black women all day, because it's not a good look to be a leader of losers. You don't want that on your resume. Who do you lead on YouTube? All the incels, losers, and degenerates who can't get ass? You don't want that. So even if he was alive, he would have left them high and dry anyway. But unfortunately, he died before his pivot. But he was pivoting.
Yeah, he became more of a talk show host / journalist.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He was going out. You could see the setup. You know what I mean? And I will say this.
And he would have made it too.
I was just about to say that. Give him a year. Give him a good year. He'd have kissed the ring. He kissed the right ring, but I could see Kevin Samuels in daytime TV. I could see that,
and that's why he was grifting.
He had a shot. He had a real shot.
Absolutely, he had a shot.
He had a real shot. I'll give him that.
Absolutely. He actually did have a shot, and that's why he was leaving these dudes behind. So it's funny to still hear them like, you know, I'm like, Kevin Samuels was about to leave y'all holding y'all blue balls. Like, what are you talking about? So I did want to say something about the George Floyd thing. You know, I did agree with Candace Owens when she said that, I don't know exactly everything she said about George Floyd, but I did agree with her when she said that he shouldn't have been martyred. I agree with that completely. And what people hear is, so you think he deserved to die? No, what I said was he shouldn't have been martyred. That's what I said. And that's
Right.
what
That's
told
I
fair.
her.
didn't
That is
like the
fair.
39 funerals every day. Like that shit.
The statues, the 39 funerals, the gold casket, the t-shirts, it was a bit ridiculous.
Right.
But that has nothing to do with he shouldn't have been murdered the way he was murdered that way. That was horrific. That was absolutely horrific. Right? Dude should have got the death penalty, Derek Chauvin. And that motherfucker's still appealing, making lots of money in prison. Derek Chauvin, and he got moved from one prison to another so he could be closer to his family. That's how good Derek Chauvin's doing in prison. He's getting a lot of money, okay, because he doesn't have a GoFundMe. They don't allow Derek Chauvin to have a GoFundMe, but he has his own website where people are donating money to this day. If you look up Derek Chauvin's website right now, you'll see people throwing buckets of money in there for his appeal. He's still appealing, and they moved him so he could be closer to his mama because his mama couldn't travel to the jail he was in. That man should have got the death penalty. So I'm not saying that George deserved to die, but a lot of ignoramuses, idiots, that's what they hear when I say what I said, and what Candace said, what she said. I don't think George Floyd should have been martyred. I think it was the wrong message. And honestly, I think it took away from what actually happened, what people should have been concentrating on. You tried to make this guy into a civil rights leader, and he was anything but. Right. That's my
opinion. Tyrone, to go to what? I really want to know. I'm curious. Please tell me.
What?
Sarcastic comment. The GOAT.
Well, no, yeah, yes, hot mess summer. He was stabbed 22 times, and I was like, the dude that stabbed him had one job. I don't know what happened. He had one job. 22 times. A nail clip, a nail file. What does he stab with? A nail clip, a nail file?
Some type of homemade shank.
Some chopsticks.
They get creative, man. They get real creative.
Well, it was that he did make a razor thing, but it's like, yeah.
Civil rights leading. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. He wasn't in
the conversation, man.
Yes.
22 times stabbed, and the dude walked away from it. Yeah. So, James Ogo said name calling is for low-level thinkers. Well, I mean, you suck the dick of a low-level thinker because Kevin Samuels called names lots of times. And you drank lots of skeet.
He's still drunk on it. He's still drunk. And the man been dead 2 years later.
I mean, the man been dead and you still sucking his nut straight out of the corpse. So what are you talking about? Name calling is Kevin Samuels called names all the time. So you guys are too selective for me. Y'all too selective.
Right, I can't keep up. Give me the new amendments. I have the new amendments daily in my inbox because I can't.
Yes. Every day is a new rule. It's like he could call names, but you can't call names. That's for low-level thinkers. I mean, all the dudes you suck in the red pill and in the manosphere, that's all they do is call names. What are you talking about? Anyway, with that said, this boy is not about to get on my fucking nerves tonight. That was our show for tonight. Very interesting. Great points. If you want to support the show, hold on, because this fucker, I don't even want to see his. Let me put you on a timeout so I can leave peacefully. So if you want to support the show, Cash App on the block with Jen scrolling on the bottom. If you're catching the replay, thank you to everyone who Cash Apps me when I'm off air. Again, keep an eye out for Sisterhood Sips. We are going viral. We are World Star Hip Hop. I bet the Shade Room is next, honey. But support the show, Sisterhood Sips. Go on over there. It is its own channel, Sisterhood Sips. It's on its own channel. Subscribe to that. Check out our clips. Also, it's important, guys, please follow us on Sisterhood Sips on Instagram. We have to get our numbers up over there. Our numbers are going up because we got shared a lot today, but we would love to have you over there. And again, it's a completely different show than On the Block with Jen. Completely different. We're even thinking about starting some tours. We did get offered a booking to go talk to some ladies in Atlanta. So who knows? We may be in a city near you. All right, guys. So good night. Thank you so much for joining us. Follow us all on our social media. Let me drop the banner quick fast. So you can see our names on the board. Haran, what'd you get yourself into?
I know at one point in time, like I said, I'm be like, yeah, I know. I own them. I'm with them.
You better. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Good night. Tyrone, the same way on the block with Jen. It's spelled exactly the
You
same
want to
way.
hang back, right? You want to hang up?
Yes, please do. All right,
All right,
guys. Good night. Have an amazing weekend. See you mañana.